There's nothing quite like the taste of fresh vegetables, especially when they're transformed into something crispy and delicious. Homemade kale chips are a testament to this simple pleasure. They offer a delightful crunch and a burst of flavor that store-bought chips simply can't match. The best part? They're incredibly easy to make. With just a few simple ingredients and a little bit of time, you can have a healthy and satisfying snack that will have you coming back for more. Forget the processed snacks laden with artificial flavors and preservatives. Homemade kale chips are all about embracing natural goodness. They're packed with nutrients, low in calories, and incredibly versatile. Whether you're craving a light snack, a healthy side dish, or a crunchy topping for your favorite salad, kale chips are the perfect solution. So let's dive into the world of homemade kale chips and discover just how easy it is to create these crispy delights in your own kitchen. Get ready to experience the joy of transforming simple kale leaves into a snack that's not only good for you, but also bursting with flavor. With each bite, you'll be reminded of the simple pleasures of homemade goodness. Before we embark on our kale chip-making adventure, let's gather our essential ingredients and equipment. The beauty of this recipe lies in its simplicity, so you won't need anything fancy. For our kale chips, we'll need just a handful of ingredients: fresh kale, olive oil, salt, and your choice of seasonings. Start with a bunch of fresh kale, preferably from your garden or a local farmer's market. Look for leaves that are vibrant green and free from any blemishes. Next, grab a bottle of good quality olive oil. Olive oil adds a lovely richness and helps to achieve that coveted crispiness. Of course, no chip is complete without a touch of salt, so have that on hand as well. Lastly, gather your seasonings. This is where you can let your creativity shine. From garlic powder to nutritional yeast to smoked paprika, the possibilities are endless. We'll explore some flavor variations later on, but for now, simply gather your favorites. Now that we have our ingredients prepped and ready, let's turn our attention to the star of the show, the kale. Begin by giving your kale a good wash under cool, running water. Make sure to remove any dirt or debris clinging to the leaves. Once your kale is squeaky clean, it's time to dry it thoroughly. Excess moisture is the enemy of crispy kale chips, so this step is crucial. You can use a salad spinner to remove most of the water, or simply pat the leaves dry with a clean kitchen towel. Once your kale is dry, it's time to remove the tough stems. Simply hold the bottom of each leaf and use your other hand to gently strip the leaves from the stem. With the stems removed, you're ready to break the kale leaves into bite-sized pieces. You can tear them by hand or use a kitchen shears for a more uniform look. Aim for pieces that are roughly 2 to 3 inches in size. Section 4. Seasoning for success. Enhancing the flavor. Now that our kale is prepped and ready, it's time to infuse it with flavor. Transfer the torn kale leaves to a large mixing bowl. Drizzle with a generous tablespoon or 2 of olive oil, making sure to coat the leaves evenly. Next, sprinkle with salt to taste. Remember, you can always add more later, so start with a light hand. Now comes the fun part, adding your seasonings. For a classic flavor, stick to simple salt and pepper. If you prefer a bit of heat, try adding a pinch of cayenne pepper or red pepper flakes. For a garlicky kick, sprinkle in some garlic powder. The key is to experiment and find what you enjoy most. Feel free to get creative and try different combinations. Once you've added your seasonings, use your hands to gently massage the oil and seasonings into the kale leaves. This will ensure that every bite is bursting with flavor. Section 5. The art of baking, achieving crispy perfection. With our kale perfectly seasoned, it's time to move on to the baking process. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper to prevent sticking. Now spread the seasoned kale leaves in a single layer on the prepared baking sheet. Make sure to leave a bit of space between each leaf to allow for even cooking. Slide the baking sheet into the preheated oven and bake for 12 to 15 minutes, or until the edges of the kale chips are crispy and slightly browned. Keep a close eye on them as they bake, as oven temperatures can vary. To ensure even cooking, you can rotate the baking sheet halfway through. Once the kale chips are golden brown and crispy, carefully remove the baking sheet from the oven. Section 6. Beyond the baking sheet. Enjoying your kale chips. As tempting as it may be to dig into your crispy kale chips straight from the oven, allow them to cool slightly on the baking sheet before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. This will help them crisp up even further. Once the kale chips are completely cool, they're ready to be enjoyed. Serve them as a healthy and satisfying snack, a crunchy topping for salads, or a delightful side dish alongside your favorite meal. Store any leftover kale chips in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 2 days. However you choose to enjoy them, your taste buds will thank you for this simple yet delicious treat. Section 7. A world of flavor, experimenting with seasonings. While the classic combination of olive oil and salt is undeniably delicious, don't be afraid to venture out and experiment with different flavors. The beauty of homemade kale chips lies in their versatility. For a cheesy twist, try adding a sprinkle of nutritional yeast along with your salt and pepper. If you prefer a smoky flavor, smoked paprika is an excellent choice. A dash of garlic powder adds a savory depth, while onion powder brings a hint of sweetness. For those who enjoy a touch of heat, cayenne pepper or red pepper flakes will do the trick. Get creative and try different combinations to find your perfect blend. You can even try using flavored olive oils such as garlic-infused or chili-infused olive oil for an extra layer of flavor. The possibilities are truly endless. So there you have it. With a few simple ingredients and a little bit of time, you can create a healthy and delicious snack that will impress your taste buds and nourish your body. Happy snacking! Don't forget to subscribe and check back tomorrow for the next step in the challenge. Thank you for watching.